This video is brought to you by my new book, How I Made $1 Million Teaching Yoga. Grab your copy today, link in the description, or visit book.milliondollaryoga.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to day 3 of Mindset. And today we're going to talk about how to block out negativity. Dealing with those in our lives that are a tad bit negative. Okay. Hi, I'm Angelica, and I wrote a book called How I Made $1 Million Teaching Yoga. You can get that book at book.milliondollaryoga.com, or the link is below in the description. I have taught a lot of yoga. I've been practicing yoga for 30 years, and I've taught over 10,000 people. I've been very successful and blessed as a yoga teacher. So one of the things that got me there is my positive mindset. And I would say, I'm an optimist. I just see the world that way. And I grew up in a really abusive home. So today's topic is talking about how to block out negativity. I grew up in a really abusive home, and my mom she beat me up every day. And I never knew when she was going to blow up and when things were going to be really extreme in our house. My adopted dad he was an alcoholic, and so there's that added extra, and he was not very faithful to my mom, and he was abusive to her. And so my sister and I, we really struggled our whole life. And even even all this is going on. We're living in battered women's shelters. We're homeless. We're living with family. We're moving around. I never went to the same school the entire time, from the time I was in kindergarten until the time that I graduated from high school. I did not go to the same school. We barely lived in the same cities. We were tossed all around. And my mom is very physically and mentally abusive. And she would say things to me like, "You ruined my marriage." And I would be so much happier if you weren't here, and I would have gone to college if it wasn't for you, and all these things. And the thing is, all that time though, I just stayed positive. It's just just was like, this is gonna end. This is gonna be over. And I remember this one time she was beating up me and my sister, and I turned to my sister and I said, "This is all going to be over one day. So we just got to get through this moment, and it's going to be over." And my mom says to me, "This is never going to end." And I just remember laughing. I'm 13 years old, and I just started laughing. I was like, it is going to be over. And when I have control over my life, it's going to be amazing. And you know what? It has been. If I can block out the negativity of my mom beating me up every day, you can block out the negativity in your life. I promise that you can. On a smaller level, so my partner, he loves junk food. He is so addicted to junk food. He's a junk food junkie. And so I decided that, I've been vegetarian for a long time, and then I went vegan. And I decided that I was going to go raw vegan for a while. So I've been doing raw vegan for breakfast and for lunch. And then, but then my boyfriend, he brings home this really junky stuff, like onion rings to put in the air fryer, and chocolates. And he's all like, "I got this for you for Valentine's Day." I'm like, and that, right? It's harder to get that negativity out of my life because I don't want to hurt his feelings. But the reality is that I'm only hurting myself, and he doesn't want to be fat either. We both want to lose weight. So there's no reason that we should be living this way. But it's about not getting angry, but setting those boundaries in a positive way. "You know what, babe, I really want to change my life. And you go ahead and eat that, and you tell me how good it is." And I think just taking the negativity and throwing it into a positive is the way to create the life that you want. And I just keep doing that. So bad things happen. When I owned the studio, all kinds of bad things would happen. Like I had a couple of times where somebody tried to sue me, and like, listen, you're not successful if nobody's tried to sue you. Like that's just that's just the reality of owning a business. Um, because everybody wants what you have in the United States. Like nobody can be happy for you. And I learned that really quickly as I got more and more successful. The more successful I got, the more people that I thought were my friends were not nice to me. And when I say things like that, I'll get comments like, "That's not true. They were never your friends to begin with." Well, no, that's not true. Like that's how our society teaches people to be. It teaches people to think that we have to put others down in order to elevate ourselves. It does not teach us to collectively be happy for each other when we achieve. It doesn't, like, our society doesn't teach that, because remember, negativity is addictive. It's an addictive substance. It's like cocaine feels so good until you're not on cocaine anymore, and then you're like, wow, you know what, life really is better without this in my body, so it's it's a drug. Like a negativity is a drug. So when we see that others around us are having negativity, we just have to elevate and vibrate higher than that. And it's difficult. I'm not going to lie to you and say like, oh, it's so easy to block negativity. It's not. It is difficult. But the more you practice it, the easier it gets. It's also a tad bit lonely until you find your tribe. And it's taken me a really long time to find people who resonate on the same level that I do. And it's also taken the understanding that that's going to be a small group. It just is. Like, sadly, most of our society is hung up on negativity and living in a negative space. And that's exemplified by what's going on in our world right now. The overall death rate hasn't gone up. The average age that people are dying is 80. The average age that people die in general, like our death, is 78. So people are actually living longer. And less people died in 2020 than died in 2019. And yet nobody's out there living their lives. Because negativity is addictive. We're all going to die, friend. That's the one thing we have in common. We're all going to go. When we go, will we be able to say that we lived the life of our dreams? Will we be able to say that we did everything that we wanted to do on this planet? Will we be able to say that we served everyone? Your chances of having been born, of having your parents meet, them staying together long enough for you to be born, for the sperm and the egg, the exact sperm and egg that needed to come together for you to be born, for all of your ancestors to all come together so that you could be born on this planet in the time that you were, those chances are in the trillions. So you are special. Your purpose on this planet is special and important. And you have to start believing that, or you can't manifest. Like, your mindset is all about you learning that you're special. You are put on this planet for a purpose. So before you die, it's your duty to spirit, God, universe, whatever it is that you believe, to create the life that you were destined to live, to do the things you were destined to live, to be of service in the way that you were destined to be of service. If you're still on this planet, you're still alive today, right now, in this moment, you have not finished your destiny, and you must continue to do it. You just have to. I believe in you. Well, well, share in the comments below what you think. I would love to know your ideas about how you block out negativity and how you vibrate higher and continue to manifest for yourself. Tomorrow we'll talk about mindset again, and the next step in the mindset, and how to keep a positive mindset. If you haven't yet, download my book, book.milliondollaryoga.com, because for sure there's a ton of really great positivity in there. Like, I go from the bottom to the top, and it's all about how I did that. And each chapter is about an obstacle that I overcame. Like, each chapter title is an obstacle, and then I write about how I overcame it. So if you want some inspiration and some positivity and bringing that into your life, definitely download my book right now. Have a wonderful day. Subscribe so you can see tomorrow, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great day.